So I'll read a statement. After I've read it, then I'll allow or give my brother some time to also make some remarks, and we'll also list for you the members of Parliament and the other leaders who are gathered with us here today. Okay, the statement is as follows. We assembled here today as leaders from Western Kenya with a few of our friends from other parts of our country in what we purpose to be a regular meeting of leadership minds. In these meetings, we purpose to compare notes and thoughts on various aspects of our people's lives. We will particularly focus on the unfolding character of governance and of the political economy in the country and its implications for everybody. Without any apologies, we also significantly ask what they mean for our region. Yesterday, the 11th of June 2020, was Budget Day. The Honorable Cabinet Secretary for Finance, Honorable Yatani, gave the financial estimates of the period 2020 to 2021. He gave the way forward for the political economy in the coming days. We will subject the budget speech to further and deeper scrutiny. We will make our deeper pronouncements on it in the coming days. For now, we want to raise the red flag on the marginalization in the budget for the Western Kenya economy, and indeed the entire Lake Basin regional economy. We note with profound concern that the sugar industry that has been the mainstay of our economy in Western Kenya remains marginalized. Not a single word of hope has been given to the sugar farmer and to all those whose lives and livelihoods have been defined around the sugar industry. From Awendo to Nzoia, from Mumias to Ramisi at the coast. We are left wondering whether this is a factor of the state giving up on the industry, or is it erroneous human omission or deliberate marginalization. Whatever the case, this must be corrected immediately. We call upon Parliament to attend to this concern. And here I want to emphasize that there was a task force report jointly chaired by the Minister for Agriculture and the Governor of Kakamega. That report seems to have disappeared when the budget was being formulated. That is something that is very serious. We also note that nothing that could imbue us with hope has been said about fishing and fisheries. The government has previously foregrounded marine life as the next frontier of economic investment and growth. We, the leaders from Western Kenya, would like to fully understand what the blue economy should mean for the people of Western Kenya and the entire lake region. Marginalization of entire populations in the country continues to be a matter of profound concern to us. This is not just about our Western Kenya region, but other regions too, including marginalization of the urban poor throughout the country. We take note, for example, that while the health sector in the budget has taken a formidable allocation of funds, the mainstay in this budget is focused on the Nairobi metropolitan area. While we appreciate the fact that this is the epicenter of the new coronavirus menace, we also wish to state that the Nairobi metropolitan area is not Kenya. Let all Kenyans benefit from equitable budgetary allocations in all sectors. And on this one, I want you to go and have time to look at the budget and just look at how the level 5 hospitals, where the concentration is, and they have all received the big money, and then compare what has happened to the rest of the country. We also remain concerned about the plight of farmers and pastoralists. In recent years, farmers have had very little to motivate them. We have had serious challenges with farm inputs and with markets for their produce. It is a big irony that the country sometimes goes through waves of staple food shortages, while farmers are lumbered with staples that they cannot sell due to terribly low production prices set by the state. This matter requires urgent addressing. And here everybody knows about the people who produce maize, wheat, and other products like sorghum. We are always grappling in this area. Meanwhile, before I even go further, meanwhile in that area, we have also seen some stimulus injection around cotton, the cotton industry. And we have seen it is concentrated on Rivertex. Rivertex is a parastatal. But we ask, what about the cotton growing farmers in Malakisi area, in Busia, in other parts of the country where cotton is grown, in Tana River and so forth? What has happened? How much has really been put on the table to ensure that farmers in this cotton area, cotton industry, can also benefit? We cannot say that the stimulus package is about parastatals. It must be about the people. Meanwhile, Uganda remains Kenya's foremost business partner in our region, and indeed one of the foremost globally. Again, it's a matter of great irony that the communities living adjacent to the Kenya-Uganda border are among those who benefit least from the cross-border trade between the two countries. This is true all the way from Nyanza Lake Basin region, all the way to the greater Mount Elgon region, paka huko Kapenguria. This anomaly is a factor of the underdeveloped economy in the Lake Basin, the North Rift, and the Mount Elgon regions. A deliberate blueprint to revamp the regional economy all the way from Central Rift Valley, the North and South Rift, the Lake Basin, and Western Kenya is of paramount urgency. In the coming days, we are going to push hard for this, both at the level of the national government and devolved government. We are also concerned about the state of overcrowding of trucks at the Kenya-Uganda border. If the cause is fear of the new coronavirus disease, then our people who live adjacent to the border have every reason to be very afraid. The possibility of a terrible outbreak of the COVID-19 disease in Western Kenya is very real. We call upon the Kenya government to move swiftly to decongest the affected border points. This must be a matter of priority. We will closely monitor the developments and will not hesitate to address them again should the situation persist. Finally, while we remain concerned about the rehabilitation of the meter gauge railway from Nairobi to the Uganda border, it has remained We are very worried because this has remained a sing-song. We are being promised. It's becoming a sing-song. If this railway were functional, it would ease some of the pressure on road transport of heavy goods. It would also decongest the roads and make them less accident-prone. We call for expedited action here. Indeed, the region must also benefit from the extended standard gauge railway. National resources must serve the entire nation. And here we are saying there was so much enthusiasm to build the standard gauge all the way from Mombasa to Naivasha. The speed at which it was done is commendable. We would like to see such enthusiasm in making sure that the rehabilitation of the railway line to the Malava border would be just as strong as it has been for the standard gauge railway. End of our communique. Thank you. I will now request. Moses will do it after his meeting. I'll now request Honorable Senator Moses Wetangula to also make some remarks and also inform you who is in attendance. I think we can exchange.
No.
Okay.
You can just shift this.
All right. Yes.
Thank you, my brother.
Being very careful.
Yes.
I might put you down.
Thank you, my brother Musalia. Meeting here today, we have been as follows. The Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, ANC Party Leader, Honorable Moses Wetangula, Fort Kenya Party Leader, Members of Parliament Charles Gimose from Hamisi, Bishop Hamala Lurambi, Honorable Aseka Huisero, Petronila Were, Senator, Dan Wanyama Webuye West, Justus Murunga Matungu, Injendi Malulu Malava, Janet Nangavo, Women Rep Transoya, Kagezi Vihiga, Honorable Mabonga Mwambu Bumula, John Waluke Sirisia, Honorable Chris Wamala Kiminini, Honorable Washiali Mumiasi East, Honorable Agoi Sabatia, Honorable Bunyasi Nambale, Honorable Tindi Mwale Butere, Honorable Didmas Barasa Kimilili, Honorable Catherine Wambilianga, Bungoma County Women Rep, Ayub Sabula Lugari, Honorable Mboko Milemba Mhaya, Beatrice Atagala Women Rep Vihiga, Ferdinand Wanyonyi Kwanza, Ogu Kaunya Teso North, Honorable Honorable Tandaza from Matuga, and we have apologies from Honorable Kibunguchi Likuyani, Honorable Alfred Sambu, Webuye East, and Honorable Mukwe Webuye Kabchai. That puts it to at least 28 members of parliament from the Western region and our colleague from Matuga. I will associate myself fully with the statement that is a product of our meeting today, and only add that this meeting here today is again a restatement of the unity of purpose of the people of the Western region. The people of Western region have been consulting deeply and widely on the future of the region as a critical component of the body politic of the Republic of Kenya. We'll continue meeting, we'll continue brainstorming on issues politics, on issues economy, and on everything that affects our people. I just want to emphasize 2 points. In any country, a country that is your #1 trading partner is normally given what is called the most favored status. Uganda holds that position vis-a-vis Kenya. It's our #1 trading partner in the world. When you go to Malaba today, the trucks are stretching from Malaba for 65 kilometers to way past Webuye. In fact, they are now stretching through 3 counties, Busia, Bungoma, Kakamega. That is not a most favored status of a trading partner, and this must be done urgently. Secondly, the budget that has just been read has been dubbed President Uhuru's legacy budget. And these leaders are asking themselves, what legacy is President Uhuru leaving in our region? Cotton is dead, the sugar industry is dead, the maize industry is in limbo, coffee is in limbo, everything else is not working. Recently, we raised in the Senate with my colleague Petronila Werowizi and others, money has come from the World Bank in billions for rehabilitation of the coffee industry. That money has all been placed in the Mount Kenya region to the exclusion of the western frontier that grows coffee. Cotton money, as you have been told, has been put in a parastatal instead of going to the farmer. Lastly, in the budget, we've seen some generous allocations of funds to what are called stimulus packages for the revival of the economy, for youths, for the industry of tourism and others. This team here expects that this money will reach the intended targets. We don't want again to see a situation of kazi kwa vijana, pesa kwa wazee, like we did last time. Public probity in the management of public resources and equitable distribution of resources must be the cornerstone of every budget in this country. Any process of marginalization of whole regions is unacceptable, and as leaders, we are urging our members of the National Assembly, which is the house that appropriates public resources for expenditure, to be eternally vigilant to make sure that exclusion of regions, whether it is a western region or the coastal region or the northern frontier region, is unacceptable to Kenyans as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you. Asante sana.